Hi guys, hi guys, Sithx6 here, and I wanted to come on here and talk about paradoxes and how paradoxes don't exist. A paradox is not a real thing. Um, so I was playing Cyberpunk like 5 minutes ago, and I came across Doctor Paradox, and it got me thinking about paradoxes. And yeah, so paradoxes fall apart under closer inspection. Paradoxes rely on false narratives, the not understanding of certain things, contradictory statements, flawed premise, semantics. So, if you look closer and actually stop and think about what a paradox is, and if you put it under a magnifying glass, you kind of you could find the right answer. So, I looked up like top 6 paradoxes, and here the first one is Zeno's paradox. So the Zeno's paradox, it's the halfway paradox, where it claims that before you reach a destination, you must first reach halfway. Zeno's paradox claims that before you reach a destination, you must reach halfway, and then you must reach halfway, and then halfway, and halfway infinitely, basically stating that you can never reach the destination. And if you believe that, I feel sorry for your kids. So that paradox is dismantled. That's not how travel works. That is not how motion works. Motion is continuous. You could walk past that point. So let's say if I have to go to the bathroom, it's 10 feet, right? Like, I'm not going to walk 5 feet, and then 7.5, and then 9 point whatever, you know what I mean? And halfway, and halfway, and halfway, and halfway. That just does not make sense. So I dismantled that paradox. It's just not how travel works or motion works. The next paradox is unexpected hanging paradox. So it's a misuse of logic. Basically, it's saying that. So the key word here is the prison guard tells the prisoner it'll be an unexpected hanging, like you won't expect it. So if the prisoner expects it to be on Friday, then it can't be on Friday because he expects it. Well, then he says, okay, well, it can't be on Friday, so it must be on Thursday. But then he's going to expect it to be on Thursday. But yeah, that's just not how it works. The reason why it's unexpected is because he doesn't know when it'll be. Like, he could say, oh, it might be on Thursday, so it can't be Thursday. But he doesn't know, so that's why it's unexpected, because he doesn't know. Like, that's just a silly little paradox that's been dismantled by me. Pinocchio's nose will grow. So if Pinocchio says, my nose will now grow, okay, right? So he says, my nose will now grow. It doesn't grow, right? It waits a second, and then his nose grows. Because he lied about his nose growing. So it'll grow. If he says, my nose will now grow, it won't grow, and then it'll grow. Because he lied about it growing. Because it didn't grow at first. His nose didn't grow. So then, since it didn't grow, then it grows because he lies about it. You know what I mean? So Pinocchio says, my nose will now grow. Let's pretend I'm Pinocchio. My nose will now grow. Since my nose didn't grow, now my nose will grow because now I told a lie. Because my nose didn't grow. And then because I told a lie, because it didn't grow, now it will grow. So another paradox, there's no such thing as a paradox. Paradoxes don't exist. And I'm dismantling every one of your silly little paradoxes. Ship of Theseus. The original is still the original. Okay, so the Ship of Theseus basically states if you replace something over time and save those parts and then use those original parts to build something let's use a Rubik's Cube because I have one right here, and um, it'll be simpler and more it'll be easier to follow along than a ship. So let's say, for example, I have this Rubik's Cube, and I replace one every month. So this one I replace and I put it aside. I replace one, I put it aside. So now I have the original one put aside, and then I have the new piece on here. So now this whole thing is now the original, including this new piece. So that old piece that I put aside is not the original anymore. This whole thing is the original. And then I replace another one. I take this and I put it with the other one, and I replace it. So now this is, let's say that this is a ship of Theseus. I named this cube the ship of Theseus, and I slowly replace each part. Okay, so then after so many months, I have let's say I replace this entire cube, and I took the old parts and I assembled it into a new cube. Okay, so this is all the old parts assembled into a new cube, and this is all the new parts assembled slowly one by one. So this is the ship of Theseus. Even though this is the old parts that I replaced, this is not the ship of Theseus. It's this one. And the reason why is because I slowly replaced it. And because I slowly replaced it, then this new piece becomes part of the ship of Theseus, and that old piece it's a discarded piece. It's no longer part of the ship of Theseus. So that's another one of your silly little paradoxes dismantled by me, SithX6, the smartest and best gamer in the world. I'm the best gamer in the world. I'm the best at every game ever, and there is no such thing as a paradox. And I'm not even joking about that. I am the best gamer in the world, and there is no such thing as a paradox. Okay, so next paradox. The grandfather paradox. So the grandfather paradox, right? So let's say if I was to hop in a time machine and I went back and I killed my grandparents, right? Okay, so before I continue, there is no multiple universes. There is no multiverse. All that does not exist. Sorry to break it to you. Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you. There's no such thing as a multiverse or multiple realities. There's only one, and it's this one that we live in, right? Yeah. And so the grandfather paradox. The grandfather paradox. So if I was to go back in time and kill my grandparents, so I went back in time, killed my grandparents, meaning my parents can never be born to have me, right? So boom, that's done. Grandparents dead, they can never have my parents. Boom, that means they can never have me. But I'm still alive because I went back in time. So even though my grandparents never have my parents and my parents never have me, that doesn't matter. I'm still here. Even I kill my grandparents, they never have my parents never have me. Let's say I hop back in the time machine and I come back to right now, then everything about my parents and everything about my grandparents, everything about me is completely wiped away, but I still exist. Like all the evidence and like paper trail of me and everything doesn't exist anymore because they never made a birth certificate for me. All that is done. But I still exist. I will still exist in this back in the future. So yeah, that's how that it's not a paradox, but that's how that would work, because there is no such thing as a paradox. So that's another silly little paradox dismantled by me, SithX6. SithX6, wow, you're such a good gamer. You're the best gamer alive. And you're so smart, SithX6. I know I'm smart. I know. Okay, the liar's paradox. This statement is false. So this is kind of like the Pinocchio paradox. So this statement is false. So just because I say something doesn't mean it's true. So this statement is false is a true statement. This statement is false. That is a true statement. It doesn't matter if you say it's false. I don't give a about that, right? It's a true statement. That's another paradox dismantled by me, SithX6, the smartest and most handsomest and bestest gamer alive. The infinite monkey theorem. Now, if you believe this one, I really feel sorry for your kids. I really feel sorry for your kids, like, honestly. How can you believe such a low level IQ? All you have to do is stop and think for 1 second, and you would come up with the right answer. So the infinite monkey theorem basically says if you were to take a monkey and have it sit at a typewriter for eternity, it would be able to write every single piece of media. It would be able to type out every single book out there, your entire life, everything in reverse, backwards, in Latin, in every language, from beginning to end alphabetically. It'll even talk about this video and me and how I'm pointing at stuff and like picking up a Rubik's Cube. And like it'll have everything down to the T. Like this monkey will be able to write everything, all the works of anime and manga and stuff, right? And like it'll be able to write all the dictionaries, and it'll be able to write exactly how the pyramids were made and exactly what happened, and it'll be able to tell the truth about how the earth is flat and how we've never been to the moon, and how yeah, the earth is flat, we've never been to the moon, rockets don't work in space. Yeah, it'll be able to tell the truth about all of that. But here's the thing. No, it won't. You know why? Because it can't even write a single page of a Dr. Seuss book. If you were to take infinite monkeys and have them continuously type out 10 words a second, right? I mean, 10 strokes of the keyboard a second, it wouldn't even be able to write a full page of a Dr. Seuss book. It's impossible. It won't happen because monkeys are creatures, they're animals. It'll type certain words, certain letters, and then it'll probably only be able to write like hi, like HIHOTOREDE. Like it'll be a lot of gibberish, but the random words that it'll write is only like 2-3 letter words. It won't be able to write it won't be able to write out hi, my name is Sithek6 ever. It won't be able to write out HIMYNANEISCITHXSIX. It'll never be able to write that. It won't even be able to write dictionary. Ever. Even if you have infinite monkeys. Now, that's just because it's a monkey. But if you were to have a supercomputer the size of the universe and true randomness, where each letter has a 1 in 26 chance of being pressed equally. They all need to have an equal 1 in 26 chance of being pressed. And it's completely at random. And the supercomputer is able to do that, then yes, it is possible. If each and every single one of the keys has an equal chance of being pressed, that's the only time it will be possible. But for a monkey to just randomly hit keys, impossible, not going to happen ever. Even if you have infinite monkeys, it won't happen. It just won't happen. Yeah, so I dismantled all the paradoxes. The arrow paradox. If an arrow is fired from a bow at any given moment, it is either at rest or in motion, but it cannot be in motion because it would have to occupy space equal to its size. And if it were at rest, it would not be moving. Basically, it's saying that it's always at rest. No, it's not. No, if you were to shoot a bow, it's either at rest or in motion. One of the two. It's never not one of the two. This is saying that it is never in motion. So that's another paradox dismantled by me, Sithek6, the smartest and best gamer in the world and the most handsomest man alive. What's another paradox that I could dismantle really quickly? This is me just thinking about it for a second. Like, thought it, like, whenever I heard these paradoxes before, like, I didn't really put much thought into it until like 5 minutes ago when I played Cyberpunk. And then only now I'm thinking about it. Like, that's how fast it took me to dismantle all these paradoxes. Like, I didn't put any, I didn't pre-watch anything. Like, this, I'm literally looking at this. I'm literally on Google looking up paradoxes. So I don't have anything, like, saved or typed or anything. So I'm literally reading it and then coming up with it in my head like that. The crocodile paradox. I've never heard this one before, but I'm going to dismantle it because there's no such thing as a paradox. The crocodile paradox. A crocodile steals a child and says it will return the child if the parent correctly guesses if the crocodile will return the child. That's not a paradox. It's not a paradox. Is it saying that? So this is all that I read. That's all that I know. First time hearing the paradox. That's all I know right there. Okay? So I'm assuming it's saying, like, if I return the child, then... Wait, I don't really understand this paradox. Is it like if I return the child, then whatever? Okay, the crocodile paradox, also known as the crocodile's dilemma, is a logical paradox that arises when a crocodile steals a child and promises to return the child if the child's parent can correctly guess whether the crocodile will return the child. If the parent predicts the crocodile will return the child, and the crocodile does so, the prediction was correct, but the crocodile's promise was fulfilled. If the parents predict the crocodile will not return the child, and the crocodile doesn't, the prediction is correct, but the promise was broken. This paradoxical situation arises because a crocodile's promise creates a self-fulfilling or self-defeating loop. The core of the paradox. Imagine a crocodile has captured a child and tells the parent, "I will return the child if and only if you correctly guess my next action." Scenario 1, the parent guesses a crocodile will not return the child. If the crocodile keeps the child, the parent's guess was correct. Thus, the crocodile has to return the child. The crocodile's promise is broken as the child was not returned. If the crocodile releases the child, the parent's guess was wrong, since the child was returned, breaking the promise that the child would only be returned if the parent's prediction was correct. Why is it a paradox? There is no resolution that satisfies both the crocodile's promise and the child's fate. Okay, so this paradox is not a paradox. There's no such thing as a paradox, right? There's literally no such thing as a paradox. So, let me think about it for a second. So if the parent says, "You will not return my child," one second. Okay, so the crocodile will return the child if the parents can correctly guess whether the crocodile will return the child. So if the parent says, "You will return my child," and it doesn't, that means the parents guessed incorrectly. And the crocodile will only return the child if the parents guessed correctly. So it's not a paradox, because if the parents says, "You will not return my child," and it doesn't, then that means they guessed correctly. So because they guessed correctly, that means the crocodile gives back the child. Boom, not a paradox. Because the parents guessed correctly, that means the crocodile has to give the child back. It literally took me like a minute and a half to disassemble this paradox. I completely obliterated this paradox. If the parents say, you will return my child," and the crocodile doesn't, that means the parents guessed incorrectly, meaning the crocodile will keep the child. Not a paradox. What the hell is wrong with people? There's literally no such thing as a paradox. All you have to do is think about it logically for literally a minute, 2 minutes. The birthday paradox. In a group of just 23 people, there is a better than even chance that 2 people share the same birthday. In a group of 23 people, there's a better than even chance that 2 people share the same birthday. Okay, that's just probability. That's not a paradox. That's literally just probability. The birthday paradox describes a surprisingly high probability that in a group of only 23 people, at least 2 people will share the same birthday. Wait, hold on. No. No, 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 no. No, it won't. Yeah, no, not at all. You know how many days? There are 365. There are 365 days, different days, that your birthday could fall on. And 23 people to share the same. No, 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 not happening. Not a paradox. What are the odds that 23 people have the same birthday? Not 23 people have the same birthday. What are the odds that at least 2 people in those 23 people share the same birthday? Low. Yeah, so another paradox dismantled by me. The paradox of choice. Having too many options can make people less satisfied with the choice they make. It's not a paradox. They just feel that way because they have more options. So they have more to consider. They just feel that way because they have more to consider for each one. Like, duh. It's not a paradox. How is that a paradox? The Abilene paradox. A group of people may collectively decide to do something they don't want to do because they misunderstand each other's preference and assume the others want to do it. The Abilene paradox. That's not a paradox. That's just being overly polite. It's just being overly polite. You don't want to say anything because you want to do whatever that your friends want to do. So you think they want to do it, so you're like, okay, let's do it. But they're thinking the same thing. Doesn't mean it's a paradox. See, there's no such thing as a paradox. I keep telling you guys. Like, do you not hear me? Like, are you not computing? There is no such thing as a paradox. Do I have to say it slow? There's no such thing as a paradox. Bro, there's no such thing as a paradox. Hello, there. Okay. What else? What other paradox? The bootstrap paradox. Bootstrap paradox, a time travel paradox in which the consequences of an event in the future travel back in time and cause an event in the... Well, I'm going to end the video here. I think I made my point. There's no such thing as a paradox. Or before I go, let me, because I've heard this one before, the Fermi paradox. What is this one? The Fermi paradox questions why, given the high probability of extraterrestrial civilization based on the vastness of the universe and the time it has existed, we haven't detected any evidence of aliens. It essentially asks, where is everybody, despite the seemingly high likelihood of other intelligent life in the Milky Way, according to multiple science publications. The paradox. So this is a paradox part of that. The universe is vast, and the Milky Way galaxy contains billions of stars, many of which are similar to our sun and could have planets with conditions suitable for life. Given the age of the galaxy, some of these planets could have hosted civilization for billions of years, potentially developing advanced technology and even interstellar travel. Yet, we see no evidence of them. How is this a paradox? This is not a paradox. There is no such thing as a paradox. So, the reason why this isn't a paradox is because, one, there are no aliens. If there were aliens, and I'm talking about, like, well, whatever you want to think aliens are, single-celled organisms or intelligent life forms, intelligent beings, one's capable of not time travel, but one's capable of interstellar travel. So the universe, or even our galaxy, just everything is so vast. If there were aliens, we don't know about each other. We don't know about each other. Like, if there were aliens, they could be asking that. Like, there are other stars like us. How come we haven't been visited? You know what I mean? It's like no such thing as a paradox. Just because you think something doesn't make it a paradox. Thinking, oh, where are the aliens? That doesn't make it a paradox. Hello? There's no such thing as a paradox. I could dismantle any paradox. And I just literally thought about this off the top of my head. I'm the best gamer alive. I'm the best Jeff player in the world. I'm the best Jeff the Landshark player in the world. I'm the best Samus player in the world. I'm the best Halo 3 player in the world. I'm the best Marvel vs. Capcom player in the world. I'm the best Resident Evil player in the world. I'm the best gamer alive, period.